Peace, everyone. Welcome back to another video. Yes, sir. I'm back at it. First and foremost, I want to say I apologize from the bottom of my heart for missing last week, week 9. Yeah, it was just busy. Started working and stuff like that, and this sleep schedule's getting fucked. No excuses. Missed it. Take your hand away from that unsubscribe button. I'm back. Alright, we got this. Let's get into week 10 though. You know what I mean? Again, thank you for the support and all the the feedback I be getting, in school, in person and stuff. People see me and stuff like that. It really is appreciated and does help me, get my stuff together. You know what I mean? And let's get into it. So before we week 10, there's a lot of close games. I can tell you that right now. It was a lot of close games, a lot of good games. Some games, the score did not tell the story of it, but it was a good week of football. I can't say that. I am pretty livid, pretty mad about something. Excuse me. We're gonna get right into that. First game we got it's a Thursday night game. It was the Chargers versus the Raiders. The score was 24-26, and the Chargers lost 24-26. The Chargers are 4-6, and the Raiders are 5-4. Not really much to say about this game. To me, I thought this game was kind of boring, but it was pretty good. If I just take my emotions out of it, it was pretty good. Both teams, in my opinion, has underperformed this whole year. Cause if you put on paper their talent, they should be for real, be one of them spoiler type teams, the teams that come in and be oh snap, I never expected them, but they're underperforming and stuff. But the Raiders, they're slowly creeping up. John Gruden, I would love to play for him, for real. But it's just the type of coach he is and stuff. It's ooh yeah, just the way he motivates his players and stuff and calls the plays and stuff. Yes, he makes dumb decisions sometimes, but it's not really much to say about this game. It was cool. It wasn't nothing to go run into your friends but oh my god, nah. Next we have the New York Giants versus the New York Jets. My New York Giants, we lost 24-37 to the New York Jets. As my shirt say, we're doomed. We are now 2-8, and the Jets are 2-7. The Jets that just got beat on 33-0 to the New England Patriots a couple weeks ago. The Jets that just lost to the Dolphins. The Jets. But I get it. We in MetLife. We share a stadium, right? It's raining, of course. It's going to be like a track. But on paper, we have the Giants. We have Daniel Jones. And as much as I love Eli Manning, a quarterback that's better than Eli Manning right now. Now, I'm not saying career-wise, no. But just tools, yeah. We have the best running back in the league, Saquon Barkley. And we can argue about that. Because Todd Gurley is not better than him. Ezekiel Elliott is not better than Barkley. McCaffrey is not better than Barkley. I'm sorry. Just Barkley does not have a good offense. And you guys know that. We have some good receivers. And we have a really promising tight end. We can't cover nobody. We can't get to the quarterback. Our defense sucks. And we turn the ball over so much. And you want to know the crazy thing? The Jets who have a pretty stout defense, I'm not even going to hold them. But they held Saquon to 1 yard rushing. I kid you not. They held him to one. If you think I'm lying, look it up. They held him to 1 yard rushing. 1 yard. 1 yard. Not 1 yard. Literally 3 feet of rushing. They held him to 3 feet of rushing. 3 feet. He ran 3 feet the entire game. 3 feet. What? 3 feet of rushing. Like, are you for? It was raining. It's a bad game. We all have bad games. It's okay. Let's move on. Next we have the Falcons versus the Saints. The Saints, they actually lost 26-9. To be honest, this was like a trap game because the Falcons are like bums and they're 2-7 and the Saints are 7-2. So of course they gonna come in there with their head how like we about to get a win, but also you gotta think about it like it's a rivalry. Saints and Falcons, like, they hate each other, so it's like these type of games, like the Saints, there was a good chance they was gonna lose, and the Falcons really played good, and Matt Ryan really showed us like why he's like a nice quarterback. And the Saints, they just had a bad game. It's nothing really to it, to be honest. This stuff does not happen often to them. This is the first time ever that Drew Brees got held to under 10 points in his home stadium. Like, this stuff don't happen. So, it's just, yeah, it was a bad game. They're going to bounce back. They're going to the playoffs. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, though. That's what I don't think. But, yeah. The next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tennessee Titans. The score was 32 Kansas City and 35 the Titans. The Kansas City, they're now 6-4, and the Titans are 5-5. It came down to a last minute field goal, if I'm not mistaken. The game was pretty good. Pat Mahomes, he was doing his thing. He had this play where like the pocket was collapsing on him, and then like he was like in the pocket. And he literally did like a jump pass, and like the dude ran it for a touchdown. It was really good. Pat Mahomes still showed like why he's like the MVP in my eyes, and just it's the Titans. They're not bad. They just are inconsistent. They're not horrible. They're not a team that can't win good games or can't win gritty games, but they just are inconsistent, and they don't really have they really don't have like a quarterback. Derrick Henry is still one of the better running backs out right now. He's just very underrated. I don't know. Kansas City, they not, just because they're 6-4. I still think they can beat New England in the playoffs in Foxborough. I think they can do that. I know they can beat them in Arrowhead if they play them in the playoffs and stuff like that. It's just the luck. It's like any given Sunday, stuff can happen. You can lose a bad game, like you can win. It's just never give up on a team, no matter what. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Bengals. Y'all can probably guess who won. Ravens put the beats on the Bengals 49-13. The Ravens are 7-2, and the Bengals are 0-9. Lamar Jackson, he's just a beast. He's a monster. He's like the modern day Michael Vick, to be honest. To me, I think he's kind of better than Vick. It's just the way he's constantly improving. Like, he has more touchdowns this season than Brady right now. He has more rushing yards than Barkley and Ezekiel Elliott right now. He's like, it's just the way he's improving and the way he's like fine-tuning his game and not being stagnant, like not settling for mediocrity or just settling in like, okay, I could run the ball, but it's okay if I can't pass the ball. He's not one of them. And just like that embrace he had with his coach at the end of the game and stuff like that, it just shows like where his mind is at, and I like that. Still think Pat Mahomes is the MVP, but just yeah. Lamar Jackson, he's a different kind of cat. He gonna be good for like the next 20 years. I can say that, unless some catastrophic, like he blow his knee out or he go to jail or some dumb stuff like that, he gonna be the next household name for like 20 years, no cap. Next, we got the Buccaneers versus the Cardinals. The Cardinals lost 27-30. The Cardinals are now 3-6-1, and the Buccaneers are 3-6. Both quarterbacks played really well. Kyler Murray, he's starting to come into his own. Jameis Winston, he's starting to show us why we all held him at a high standard at some point. He's really playing well in my eyes. His team, pretty average. Cardinals, I never really expected nothing out of them to begin with. I thought their coach would have them be in high scoring games, considering that the type of coach he is and stuff. Yeah, just I like him. It's not really much to say about this game either. It's just a game that was close. You know, it was a really like back and forth, like gritty type of game. A lot of gritty wins this time around. Next we have the Lions versus the Bears. The Bears won 20-13. The Lions are now 3-5-1, and the Bears are 4-5. The Bears, they finally get a good win, considering the amount of talent they have on the defensive side of the ball and on the offensive side of the ball and on special teams. They should be like 7-2 or something like that. But they're just Mitchell Trubisky. I really want to hold faith in him, but he's just selling. He be selling. No cap. He be selling. Oh, yeah. By the way, Matthew Stafford was out. So if Matthew Stafford was in the game, the Bears would have probably lost. I'm not even going to front. Just like Matthew's, like, Mitchell Trubisky, he be selling, bro. Like, I'll be like, dang, like, you can run, you can throw, like, you're good. You good in pressure pass situation. You just be selling. And, I don't know. They got a really good win this game. It was against the Lions, who are a pretty good team despite their record. I feel like the Bears, if they keep this up, they can play spoiled to a lot of people. They're not going to the Super Bowl. Get that out your heads. But yeah, they could play spoiled to a lot of people, to be honest. Next we have the Dolphins versus the Colts. The Dolphins won 16-12. The Dolphins are 2-7. The Colts are 5-4. To me, the Colts are losing their mystique. Like, you remember, like, a couple weeks ago, everybody was like, "Oh my God, the Colts, they could be like the best team, top to bottom." I said they're the best team, top to bottom and stuff, but they're losing games they should win. And I don't. Yes, Jacoby Brissett is out. Yes, he hurt his leg last week, but their backup quarterback he's a good backup quarterback. He can actually win a game, you know. But this game they should have won. It's a game that they should have won. And it's no disrespect to the Dolphins, because the Dolphins, they can actually win games. They're not as bad as I really thought they were. They have a good team. Ryan Fitzpatrick, even though he's like an interception machine, but he still can ball out if he want to. He's not gonna put up a 400-yard game on your head, but he can still put up a 200-yard game and get his team a win. You know, he's like one of them inspirational bums. You know, but I still think that the Colts, they should have won this game. Better play calling, more complimentary football. They could have won, but they sold. It's okay though. They'll be back. Next we have the Panthers versus the Packers, and the score is 24-16 with the Packers taking the W. The Packers are 8-2 and the Panthers are 5-4. The score did not tell the story in this game. I do not care what nobody say. The score did not tell the story in this game. The Packers was whooping on the Panthers all day. It was beating on them. It was beating on them. The Panthers, they have a good defense. They have a good pass rush. Yes. But their offense is not up to par. I'm sorry, they cannot. The Packers was whooping on them. It's just at the end, Kyle Allen started showing out. Yeah, at the end he was showing out. But through the first part, Aaron Rodgers and them were cooking them. For real. It was cooking them the entire game. Just at the end, Kyle started to show out and stuff like that. And low-key made it interesting. But, I mean, it's whatever. The Panthers still lost. That's all I'm happy about. The Packers are 8-2. I don't think they're as strong as their records say they are. But Aaron Rodgers is still showing us why he's a beast and why he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer and stuff. Next, we have the Rams versus the Steelers. The Rams lost 12-17. They're both 5-4. The Rams, they underperformed. The Steelers, they're actually living up to their quota. Just because Big Ben is out, they don't got Antonio Brown no more. Le'Veon Bell's on the Jets. The Steelers, they're actually they're actually outdoing my expectation. I thought this was gonna be like a 2-8 team or something like that, but they're actually 5-4, and they're getting good wins against good teams. You know, they're winning against they're supposed to win. They actually beat in teams that are decent. Rams, they're underperforming. I do not know why. On talent, they're on paper, their talent is like one of the best teams in the NFL, but they're not coming through. But this game, it was good. I'm not even gonna sit there and make it seem like the Rams are bums, but the game was like they should have won. You know. Next, we got the Vikings versus the Cowboys. The Vikings won 28. The Cowboys lost 24. The Vikings are 7-3, and the Cowboys are 5-4. It's a good Vikings win and a bad Cowboys loss. Zeke was held useless during the game. Without Zeke, Dak theoretically should be bad because Dak is not really that quarterback that's going to sit there and put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns on you in any given game, right? Wrong. He actually put up close to 400 yards, and he played really well. Dak played really well. Zeke was held useless. It was just that bad play calling. They didn't put the responsibility on Dak to run the ball. They just kept telling him to throw it and feed it down the field, and they was just playing back because Zeke was held useless and stuff. And Dalvin Cook, he basically he's like my low-key dark horse for MVP. Low-key. Because he's such a good player, right? He can run the ball, catch out the backfield, and pass block. I've always held high hopes for Dalvin Cook, and he's coming through. It's just that he had an injury last year, which basically took him out, right? He basically was one of the main reasons why the Vikings won, and that's the best way I can put it without getting too complicated and get into everything. But yeah, next game we got Seahawks versus the 49ers, which was one of the best game of the week, obviously. Seahawks won 27-24. Okay, the 49ers their first loss. And the Seahawks are 8-2 and the 49ers are 8-1. It was a back and forth game, obviously. It's just that the 49ers, their kicker sold at the end. Like, the field goal is right here. He kicked it that way. No cap, I promise you. He sold. Like, Jimmy G, he's good. I don't care. I know he threw some almost picks that would have ended the game. But, to be honest, it's their kicker fault. He sold. For real. He sold. Like, dead serious. He sold. But it's just one loss, you know. 49 still going to the playoffs. They both still going to the playoffs. I don't think the Seahawks are going to do that again at the 49ers Stadium in San Francisco. They're not going to do that again in San Francisco. That defense is too stout. Russell Wilson, he's just clutch as usual. And that's about it for that game. It was one of the best games. It was one of the best games of the season and the best game of the week. But that'll wrap up week 10. Again, I apologize for missing week 9 and stuff. But I'm gonna get back on the grind with the YouTube and stuff like that. Learn how to balance it with my work and my school life and just personal life and things of that nature. But again, before I get up out of here, remember, stay humble, lay low, get your bag. You know what I'm saying? Accomplish your dreams. So don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do, because one, it don't make them no money. So don't even sit there and listen to it. They ain't making you money. So it's just like, why even gonna feed into them? Misery loves company, so they're gonna try to drag you down there. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your head high. Don't let your circumstances make who you are, because once you do that, you're basically giving up on yourself, and you can't blame anybody for your failures for yourself. If you let your circumstances make who you are, you let your past determine who you're going to be or determine your future and stuff. But enough of that preachy stuff. I'm gonna catch y'all later in the next video. Alright, peace.